Alrighty, how's it going everybody? Combo here. Today we got 5 quick tips to the BFR Titan or the Big Iron if you are cultured. However, before this video starts, if you don't care about me as a content creator, go ahead and skip this. For those who are still here, if you're wondering about the quality and maybe how I sound, I just had a very serious operation done. I got out of surgery on Tuesday. They put me under for anesthesia. I was on painkillers, could not get out of bed. The only reason I'm able to make this video is because a beta was nice enough to give me my laptop, which has truly been a blessing. Unfortunately though, this thing is quite old and as you can see, doesn't exactly run as good as my PC, so unfortunately I can't capture the most crisp gameplay. However, I have taken a ton of time. I've been sitting here in the practice range for hours and hours trying to find the best techniques for the Titan. So once again, man, I'm trying to look out for you guys and get the best info I can. Understand though I can't really stream or do anything live, and also, I'm gonna be honest, I'm in a shit ton of pain, and I'm trying to get this video done as quickly as I can, but ensuring that the quality is still up to snuff. With that being said, I'm sorry for all the inconveniences there, but let's quit yapping and get right into this. Alrighty, starting things out at number 1, I was going to do the kill combos, but I think instead, I'm going to show you guys the Lockbolt combo, because if you did not know this, I don't know the exact damage number on the headshot for the Titan, but I do know that it has to do at least 145, and that is because combining the Titan with the Lockbolt will lower your number of shots needed to kill every single target in the game. And specifically on light, I am telling you right now, the clip potential for this is absolutely nuts. So check this out. I put down my Lockbolt and I look at this target, 1 tap. Lockbolt plus this thing equals a 1 tap. And you might say, well, combo, you can always use the winch claw, but trying to line this thing up and hit a headshot, as you can see there, not the easiest thing in the world. You might also say, combo, you can do the same thing with the RPG. However, the big difference that you're getting with the Lockbolt over these other options is the Lockbolt's ease of use. I don't even have to hit this target. I can be all the way up here, he still gets hit. That's a 1 tap. Super powerful. As I said, this does affect it on every other build as well. So if I come over here to a medium, usually it would be a headshot and 2 body shots, but as you can see here, I can go for 1 headshot and 1 body shot, which is just absolutely bonkers. Once again, that is going to reduce your time to kill by a significant portion when you're looking at those targets. Then obviously this will extend down to the heavy. I can already see the clips, people putting down the Lockbolt and going 1, 2, 3, 1 tap in those lights. Absolutely beautiful and something you could definitely go out and use immediately. Alrighty, next up at number 2, we have the basic kill combos. I don't see these changing anytime soon, especially the way the weapon operates, so let's take a look. Looking at the light, you got a headshot and a quick melee. That is going to be your optimal kill combo for the light. You also have the option of 2 body shots, very similar to the repeater, and you're probably going to see this trend kind of mimic throughout the whole thing. On the medium, of course, you have 3 body shots being your not optimal time to kill. Looking at the optimal time to kill on the medium, it's going to, of course, be 2 headshots. Very simple. Probably not the easiest thing to pull off, though. On the heavy, your optimal is going to be 1, 2 headshots and a body shot. You do not need that 3rd headshot to take out the heavy. However, looking at the unoptimal kill, it's going to be 4 to the body. Even the Lockbolt combo isn't necessarily going to make that easier. So once again, man, just when you're fighting heavies, make sure you're playing range and cover, because really that's going to be the only thing that allows you to win those fights in a consistent manner. Next up at number 3 is reload shooting. Now this probably sounds kind of weird, but give me a second here, I'll explain it. This is perhaps the most important tech to this weapon when understanding how to use it in a competitive setting. So, looking at this target here, right? 5 shots and a slow rate of fire and a slow reload. This weapon is not very forgiving. However, as you can see here, and this is the key, you actually reload this weapon 1 bullet at a time. And if you know anything about weapons that do that here in the finals, you know what that means. We can cancel the reload animation on the BFR by simply shooting the weapon, which is huge. Essentially what that means is if I'm reloading and somebody pushes me, I don't have to swap gadgets or do anything crazy, right? If I'm turning the corner and I'm reloading and I see this target, I can just cancel with a shot and I'm right back in the fight. And here's the thing I don't see people talking about, and this is what makes this so crazy. Unlike every other weapon in the game, where if you're not all the way aimed down sights, you'll see here that it kind of throws my shots to the left and right, because obviously you're kind of still hip firing. If you aim down sights while reloading the BFR Titan and fire your shots, even at the max rate of fire, there is no bloom, which is absolutely bonkers. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Looking at this wall here, firing at the max rate of fire, you will see I have no bloom. Now, if I do the same thing while reloading the weapon and aiming down sights, you will also see, right here, I'm reloading it, and I'm shooting it, this weapon still has absolutely no bloom, which is insane. I cannot stress enough how big of a deal that is. Now you might say, Combo, I see what you're saying, but aiming this thing while it's reloading down sights is kind of weird. As you can see, it has an animation where it brings the weapon closer to your face and your sight goes away. All you're gonna do to mitigate this, right? You're looking at this weapon, you maybe want to hit this target, you want to acquire it. Just don't put your sight right on their head. Just aim down a little bit, like right here. It's gonna make it so much more consistent. So for instance, right, if I'm looking at this target right here, and I'm reloading while aiming down sights, instead of aiming directly at his head, as you can see here, it's gonna go kind of over, or just barely tap him on the top of the head. All I'm gonna do is just aim a little lower. So looking at this target here, I'm gonna aim right about at his neck. As you can see there, it slams a headshot. So once again, I'm reloading. I just wanna aim a little lower to ensure I hit those shots. And in my experience, this has made things super consistent. So once again, super long-winded. Do not be afraid to use this thing. Reloading, aiming down sights, cancel those shots, and aim just a little lower. Once again, I know this is a lot of information, but as you can see here, super important to know if you want to use this weapon successfully. Next up at number 4, we have the Hipfire and the charge combo. So firstly, I'm gonna take a second here, just talk about Hipfire. I don't really have a perfect answer whether you should hipfire with this weapon. I will say the hipfire on it's actually pretty decent. As you can see here with those closer ranges, not too many issues. But because you have such a slow rate of fire and only 5 shots, hip firing is inevitably going to encourage you to just kind of throw shots. And really, if you want to hit your optimal time to kill, similar to something like the repeater or the sniper, you cannot afford to miss a single shot with this weapon. So if you are going to hip fire, just make sure you're crouching before you take that shot. So once again, I'm moving around as long as I crouch. As you can see, my accuracy, even on moving targets like this one here, isn't going to be too bad. So definitely take a crouch before you fire that hip fire shot. I also said here we have a really cool combo that actually goes into hip firing. So if I'm looking at a light target here and I decide to use charge and slam, all you can see right here, or as you can see rather, if you hit them with a charge and slam, cancel the animation, and then go into a hip fire, this is essentially an insta-kill, which is just like super funny. And finally, at number 5, we have animation awareness. This is something that a lot of people are going to get caught up on this weapon and may even turn some people away. So if you've used the sniper, you already know what I'm talking about. Looking at this weapon, if you notice when I shoot it, the first thing I have to do before I fire another shot is pull the hammer back. If you cancel this animation by doing literally anything in this game, you are not going to fire that weapon. So once again, right here, if I shoot this target in quick melee, as you can see, I can't shoot until my character does that animation. This also extends over to gadgets. So once again, if I shoot, pull my RPG, I gotta pull that hammer back. I almost said racket when I pull it back. So before you do anything, the same thing happens with something like the KS-23, the sniper. Make sure you have finished that animation. Not many things are going to allow you to cancel that. If anything, sometimes you'll get lucky. Sometimes you'll get in situations where you do this, where you shoot, quick melee, pull out a gadget, quick melee again. As you can see, I had to cock the hammer, and now I don't even know, right? I don't even know if I'm gonna fire it on that next shot. So just as a general rule of thumb, make sure you are finishing that animation before you do anything, so you don't put yourself in a situation where you go to shoot and nothing happens. Anyways, everyone, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Once again, I do apologize for the quality and all that. Can't really help the fact that I got sliced open and my shit's kind of fucked up. But once again, I'm happy to be here making videos. If I did miss anything with this weapon, be sure to let me know. You know, it's pretty simple. At the end of the day, it's kind of just the repeater in a hand cannon form, which I'm all for it. Any kind of like hand cannon, sniper, hybrid thing, I mean, that's my bread and butter. So good job, Embark. This weapon is super neat, and I'm so excited to see how it shakes out as the season unfolds. Anyways, people, thank you for coming and watching. I'm going to bed because I am hurting so fucking bad right now. So yeah, stay home, stay safe. Thank you for watching. This has been Combo, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Later.